Hello everyone, in today's video we are diving into an attacking immortal tier list. This ranking is based on my personal experience where I've extensively tested these immortals and faced them in various battles. I've used most of them either in my own team or in open arena. If you disagree with any of my rankings or feel that certain immortals deserve a higher or a lower tier, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to drop a comment either here on YouTube or in daily talk section. Now let's dive into the tier list I put together so far. Tier C, these immortals are mainly for collections. They are currently not viable in battle unless IK make significant changes to optimize them. Tier B, this tier includes immortals that were once a part of the meta. They can still be effective in the third and fourth teams but have fallen out of the top spots. Tier A, these immortals are strong enough to be a part of your main or secondary teams and perform well in most situations. Some of the immortals will shine more in PvE than PvP. As for the tier S, immortals in this tier are meta defining and should be used in your meta team or in main team. They are powerful, capable of carrying teams, and excel when paired with the right immortal. As for tier S plus is absolute the best attacking immortals in the game, top tier picks that dominate in almost any scenarios. Now that I have explained it about the tier list, I will put the last 8 immortals in the ranking and explain a little bit about why I put them there. Let's start with the A tier and Hippolyta. I think she's very strong in the early game. She's very strong in the mid game. She might fall off in the PvP during the late game, but her PvE will be the S tier from the early to late game. Her artifact as well is really easy to obtain if you do Throne of Supreme. I think you will be fine over time. You can get her one artifact each Throne of Supreme season. Next one will be Hannibal. Hannibal is really good, although very limited to hybrid. In order for him to be very strong in his element march, wind march, I think he is not that strong. Wind march is difficult to get as well with the dragon skills and dragon stones. I think him in the hybrid march, him and Alex together will be very strong. His artifact can be grindable in the Mysterium or other events, so he is definitely an A tier for me. The next one will be Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan for me and Manko is two very strong holy immortals. They they could both be an S tier, but for me they are A tier, especially for mid spenders like me and even the super whales. I think from my observation, they are not in the main team anymore. They're usually in the second team or in the third team. Kublai is very good in PvE. He's one of the main carry in the late game PvE setup. As for Manko, I think he's super strong DPS still, but I think you need him in a very specific march. Like you need Athena and Theodora and probably Fu Fei in order for him to be really strong. As for the last A tier, I think will be Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun here is also very strong PvE March. He's very strong like late game PvE March. He can carry against the bosses and the spider. He do a lot of damage, but in PvP, I think his PvP March should be only Shadow. His skills is very strong in the Shadow March, especially with Bjorn. But other than that, I think I struggle to find him to work well in other mixed march. The first S tier Immortal will be Wukong. I also think Wukong can be A tier, but Wukong is really strong. He's flexible. You also get the element buff because he's chaos, and that is quite good in my opinion. His artifact is good, his skill is good, but I think he cannot compete with the current meta. But if in the future, I think he has potential to be a S tier plus or S plus tier. But for now, I put him there because his chaos is strong, his base stats is strong. If he had all the skills and the team around him, I think he will be super strong. Another one is tier Alex. I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. I think he is super strong. He's been in the meta since they released his artifact, which is around 1 or almost 2 years now. His artifact is super OP with the right skills. He is very, very strong. He can fit pretty much as a main DPS in every March, although those March might not be the best, but with the current meta and full Earth Himiko or something similar, he is super strong as a main damage dealer. The best one, S plus tier, in my opinion, is definitely gonna be Poseidon. Poseidon is so good in my opinion. I've fought against him several times, basically get outplayed or outdone by his DPS. Super strong. I think a lot of people agrees with me as well. They've seen him in the meta march for the whales. All the whales or all the super whales have him in their meta march. His DPS incredible, his skill also very good, and there's nobody, in my opinion, that can compare to Poseidon. And so yeah, this is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoy it. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you disagree with my tier list, please comment either on YouTube or in the daily talk section so we can have a discussion. If you disagree, I'm open for that. And I hope you guys have a nice day. See you guys in the next video.